So I've been watching YouTube a lot recently. As you can imagine, I do. And the other day, I spotted something very interesting. Howdy, everyone. Nate here, and welcome back. You know, I had the greatest opportunity to do a troll here with the length of this video you're watching right now. I could have made it really long, but I decided not to for some of the reasons I'm going to be showing you, because I realized that in the back of my mind, as I have been watching YouTube over the past several months, I was noticing this trend. Looking at Ryan Trahan, for example, his most recent videos are definitely in what I would call the longer spectrum, between 18 and 27 minutes on average. But as you might guess from the fact that I'm even making this video, that wasn't always the case. Especially when we get back to more of the 2 years ago mark, we start seeing a lot more videos that are between 8 and 12 minutes long. So I thought I have some theories as to why this is the case and why I'm seeing more and more creators go for longer form videos in the long form video form on YouTube. So I looked at some more channels. This channel, Glam Girl Gabby. Gabby's a friend of mine, and I thought I would look at how are the more recent videos doing versus the older ones. We're seeing more of these videos that fit in the 18 to 26 minute length on this channel. And sure enough, when we look back on Gabby's channel, the older videos, we also see a similar trend. We've got more of the 8 to 12 minute range. So at this point, I was starting to see there's something going on here, and I substantiated it by looking at other channels like Mark Rober's channel. The same thing held true, though not always in the exact same video length range. But here was the clincher for myself as I was digging through multiple channels that were seeing similar trend towards longer length videos. At the same time, I saw a variety of YouTube channels, particularly smaller channels, that were not able to thrive with longer videos. I saw a lot of other channels that tried to do longer form videos or longer length videos and simply didn't work. So I had to answer this question: why in the world is that the case? And from my research and digging into this, I think I finally have an answer, both for why it works so well for some channels and why it doesn't work well for other channels. So we're going to be looking at both sides here so you can decide what to do with your own content. All right, you ready? There are two primary factors that I dug up from these larger channels that contributed to it being more beneficial for them to go longer with their videos. First off, I found that the algorithms seem to behave slightly differently with recommending a longer video versus shorter videos or standard video lengths of 8 to 12 minutes. And this showed up multiple times, both with these half-hour long videos, as well as what I would consider very long videos between an hour and a half. What I would see happening, and what you can see here, is the algorithm seemed much more likely to place those videos that I had previously watched at the very top of my recommendations feed on the main homepage of YouTube when I was logged in. I saw this happen over and over again, specifically for these longer length videos. So the algorithm behavior I was observing here was, look, you've spent more time on this piece of content with this creator. We think you want to continue watching this specific piece of content until you're fully finished with it. Which leads me to the second benefit I saw with the algorithm. Time on platform. Now this one isn't as new to myself or potentially to you watching this, but it's no mystery that one of the primary goals of the YouTube algorithm is to keep people on the platform as long as possible. And why is that? Because people who stay longer on the platform pay YouTube more because they're watching more ads. So when we're talking about longer length videos, there's more time spent on the platform, which means that there's the potential for the algorithm to look at that piece of content and say, people who watch this video and they find it enjoyable spend more time, literally just more watch time on this platform itself. Therefore, this must be a good video, and therefore I might push that video a bit more. And as I dive into this next thing, if this video is being insightful to you or valuable to you thus far, I'd love if you would boop the like button on it so that it can spread to more people. So thank you for doing that. Because the tie-in between the creator benefits and algorithm benefits were very parallel. In fact, I saw some pretty strong connections between these two things. And that's because the goals of the algorithm and the goals of the creator seem to be pretty in line for these very long videos. So talking the benefits for creators, what did that look like? First is more ad revenue. If people are spending more time on that piece of content and there's more mid-roll ads on that content, then it makes sense that that creator is going to be paid more. But the second very interesting benefit I am seeing on the creator side of things is this. And I put the word sell in quotation marks here because I'm not referring to selling products, etc. That's a conversation for another time. What I'm referring to here is it's easier to sell people on watching more of the current piece of content that they're watching right now than it is to sell them on watching a different video. So you can see the parallel between this easier to sell thing right here and this recommendations, how YouTube kept recommending the same video over and over to me? It's because, and this is my theory, the algorithm sees that someone already had an enjoyable experience with your piece of content, and for whatever reason, the viewer didn't finish the video. Maybe their lunch break ended or they had to go do something else. But because, and listen closely here, because the algorithm already had some data on that viewer with that piece of content that it was enjoyable to that viewer, they're much more likely to trust it with that same viewer again. I sure hope that this is blowing your mind like it did mine, because this opens up a whole new world of possibilities with your videos. Which brings me to the third huge benefit I was seeing on the creator side of things. There is the potential with a longer length video for it to be much more enjoyable for you as the creator to make it, because you're able to go more in depth than you typically could with a shorter or a normal length YouTube video. And if you're the type of person that likes going there and feeling like you're doing like a magnum opus with each piece of content that you're publishing on your channel, this could be a huge benefit for you. However, it is not all sunshine and roses here, and no, I am not recommending that everyone watch this video all of a sudden go out and start publishing half-hour-long YouTube videos. And that's a no, because we come to the dichotomy here between what I was seeing with many channels publishing longer videos and being successful with it, and many other channels attempting to and it not working at all. Here we get to the question of should you do it on your channel, with this first factor being the potential issues you might run into if you attempt to do it. You see, from all of my experience in helping businesses and YouTube creators grow on this platform, I have seen many times creators attempt to do longer videos at the beginning and them not spread. In fact, having longer videos be a detriment to the growing of the channel, and I think it's for this reason. Many longer YouTube videos have gotten a reputation for not being as concise and valuing the viewer's time as much as other shorter videos, which means that audience can be less likely to trust you with the time that they see that video as. Before they click on the video, they see how long it is. They might look at your video and say, I don't know if I'm even going to trust this video to be that valuable to me. You also see this a lot with channels that are just podcasts that aren't edited. They're just two people talking or just a single person talking, and there's no YouTubeization on the editing side of things. In fact, just this past week, I did a consult with someone who was doing podcasting as a full-time thing. They just uploaded podcasts, and the channel was fine because they were really well known outside of YouTube, but on the platform itself, there was hardly any growth at all. Which leads you and I to the big factor that defines whether or not these are an issue or not, or will be for your content. It's this. Your video that you put together has to deserve the length that it is. It has to be filled with the value or entertainment factors that your audience needs to see for them to trust you with their valuable time. And also, as I was researching this and diving down this rabbit hole and looking at multiple channels to see these patterns, the other big factor outside of a single piece of content deserving it is if the previous pieces of content also deserved it. I mean, really, think about one of your favorite channels that maybe publishes a bit longer videos. How many videos of theirs have you watched previously so that when you see a new video come out and it's 30 minutes, 45 minutes long, you almost don't even bat an eye and say, of course I'm going to watch that video. I knew the last 10 videos I watched were valuable and deserved that amount of time. I'm going to go ahead and watch this next video because I have zero issues with how long it is. When you're deciding whether or not you should do it on your channel, here's what I would be looking for. Pay attention to first this. Your campground. It's a term I use to refer to the space that you are playing in on YouTube. It's not just your niche or your topic matter per se, it's the other channels that are doing stuff that are very similar or have a very similar audience to where you're headed. So what I've been doing here is paying attention to the other channels in your same campground and saying, what are they doing as far as video length? Have any of them already tested the waters for publishing longer videos, and how is it going for them? Now, a note here is, even if you don't find any channels in your campground that have already published longer videos and are being successful with it, it's not a flat, no, I can't do this. It just means that it hasn't been tested yet. Or that it has been tested, but they just haven't cracked the right formula for it yet. Next question I'd be asking myself is this. Are you or do you feel capable of deserving that attention we were talking about previously here? Deserving the attention that it will take to keep your audience watching for a full-length, long-length YouTube video. Do you feel capable of doing that right now? Have you tested it yet? Because the next question is this: do you want to? Up to this point, I pointed out many of the benefits from my research of publishing really long YouTube videos. But like I mentioned earlier, that does not mean that I am recommending that everybody go out and publish really long YouTube videos after watching this video. It won't work for some YouTube channels and some YouTube creators. Which is why I would say if you or I were having a consult or a conversation, I would approach it with a lot of nuance. I'd say let's dive deep into whether or not this is really a fit for you and your audience, because it's got to fit both of them. But on a high level, as you're watching this video right now, if your answer to these three things is a big ol' yes, then I'd say go ahead. Give it a go. Test the waters with your own channel. And while you're at it, I'm adding one more bonus recommendations from my observations and pattern recognition as I was researching this topic. When you choose a video length for your videos, you want to stay in a general range of what you publish. It doesn't seem to work as often if you have one video that's 40 minutes long and the next video is 4 minutes long. For almost every channel that I observed, they have kind of a default range that's the expectation that they've set with their audience. If they occasionally go outside of that with a longer video or a shorter video, that's okay. But what we're looking to do is avoid vast fluctuations in the length of the videos on your channel. And also, I'm gonna strongly recommend, if you want to dive deeper into the strategy of growth here, I've got a video for you.
Every upload, every view, watch us grow, it's what we do.